All right, welcome back to the Children of the Book, where today we want to talk a little bit about the rap game. And if you focus your eyes on the screen, we say, well, who in their right mind listens to a rapper, a 50 plus year old rapper, lie about the same ish that they weren't doing 30 years ago? And that is the question. Who listens to these guys? And the reasoning for this question is because I've noticed that there are a lot of older rappers from the 90s and 2000s and earlier that are still around that haven't been pew pewed yet. They are coming out with new albums. I think Snoop is coming out with something new. Ice Cube is talking about dropping a new album. Jada Kiss on the East Coast. Everybody's coming out with something new. Big Daddy Kane dropped something new not too long ago, and I really don't have a problem with that. KRS-One dropped a new album, and I liked his album. I always like everything KRS-One puts out because he is talking about something. A bunch of these guys are. I'm against it because you're still rapping about uh, still killing and destroying. We still rapping about pew pew and gunplay, taking somebody's girl, taking somebody's wife. Um, my rims are bigger than yours or shinier than yours or my whatever it is, it costs more than yours. It's all about the money. So they have destroyed rap. And I say they, I'm talking about the synagogue of Satan because they guided rap into the state that it is in. When rap started out, it was conscience rap. It was us rapping to our community on how to be better, how to do better. We had comedic rap. We rapped about tennis shoes. We rapped about girls. We rapped about everything because it was an open door. But then I guess around the 90s, they came in and with the gangster rap, and I was a part of that era. I pushed it myself uh, because I was an angry black man at that time, or angry young black man. So it was easy to listen to Easy E and NWA and all these guys talking about fighting back against the system. But all of a sudden, even Tupac, if you listen to his Tupacalypse Now album, his very first album, he came out talking about he was against the system. That was the only album where he said that he was against the system. That was around the time where he had shot in a couple of police cops, I believe, in Atlanta. And he was talking about going against the system. Now, after all of that, he had his run in with the police and somebody got in his ear. He started talking about killing the brothers now. His first album, it was the brothers coming together. Everything after that, it was about killing brothers that get on my nerves or pew pewing them. So the algorithm rhythm doesn't block the video. Um, but anyway, so they had us under a spell 30 years ago with hip hop. We started off with conscience rap. We ended up in the gutter. Some kind of way we just left the highway. And uh, the 90s became the only time where we would kill one another to a beat. Crack, if crack wasn't, if we weren't caught up with crack cases going to jail, then we were murdering one another in the streets. It was total carnage in the 90s. And to those that survived it, you can see in the rap world who all survived it because if you look at the bodies that are around some of those guys, you'll see a lot of them died broke and poor. But you have like one or two that have floated to the top. And it's not because they're so good at what they do, it's because they've been allowed to go up. And so let's get into this video of why we're here. I want to share Cheryl James. We should remember her from Salt, from the group Salt and Pepper. So we're going to let her say something. She's been studying these things for a while, she says. And I assume it's over the course of 30 years. Since she has been an insider in the music game, I would like to again assume that uh, her word is valid, that she knows what she's speaking of. She's not just talking like I would be an insider. She's actually speaking from someone that has some experience in the in the music game. So we're gonna flip over to Cheryl James, see what she's gonna tell us, and then we'll continue to move forward. Just bear with me a second. We get her started. There we go.
Hey y'all, so the cat's out the bag. I've been studying this type of thing for years, but you can't really talk about it because people will think that you're crazy. So now we know Satanists and Luciferians run the world. 2 Corinthians, it describes that Satan is the god of this world. They own the government, politics, Democrats and Republicans, the court system, the education system, the banks, the Federal Reserve, real estate, farms, Hollywood, what we watch, music, what we listen to, media, what we believe, sports, big pharma, everything. We pay their taxes, we work their jobs, we buy their houses. We don't own anything really, because even if we paid for a house outright, if we miss paying taxes one time, they can take the home. We've been pitted against each other like crazy forever. Black versus white, rich versus poor, men versus women, Democrats versus Republicans, Muslims against Christians. We fight over narratives that they've created to keep us divided while they're doing whatever they want. Hunting, killing, sexually assaulting, sacrificing, torturing, cannibalizing, yes, cannibalizing, and organ harvesting our children, grooming them and over-sexualizing them, teaching them inappropriate things in school. They start wars and they tell us it's this country or that country, or it's this religion who's our enemy. And our kids go to war to defend lies. They fund both sides of the war and make billions of dollars while our family members are sacrificed. We have been bamboozled beyond our wildest dreams. Everything we've been fed is a lie. So what do? If you're like me, like, okay, we got the information, but what do? We can't impeach the president because that's up to Congress. The only power we have is our dollars, our prayers, and our voices. Some people will laugh at that, but when it comes to their God, they're on their job. They pray to their God, they worship him, they murder, assault children, make blood sacrifices. They are very dedicated to making sure their God is pleased with them. We can stop feeding the beast with our dollars. When things are exposed, we can stop giving them our money. I'm not telling you who you should buy from or where to spend your money, but I do encourage you to investigate the companies you patronize. Find out who they are, what their practices are, what their beliefs are. I know we love certain brands, but do we know their history?
All right, there you have it. She said a lot, a whole lot. She's basically said that everything. She named off the systems, the entertainment industry, the educational system, the judicial system, the all of it. Everything is run by Luciferians. There you have it. That would mean that the entire country is run by Satanists and Luciferians. And they put it right in front of our face with the GOAT. And they got everybody, all of the sports people running around talking about he's the GOAT, she's the GOAT, I'm the GOAT. That's Satanist. That's the devil. Uh, the only greatest of all time is the Messiah. And he'll prove it when he comes back. But this is kind of where we are, and the truth is coming out. And I guess, after 30 years, um, she feels that she needs to let this out. It's a lot of people feel the need to speak out, and she made mention that, it seems overwhelming once you listen to everything that they're doing, uh, and it seems like, well, there's nothing that we can do to combat that. But I like her points. We don't have very much here, but we do have our finances. We have what we have to utilize that in the way that's going to uplift the kingdom and those that fear Yahweh. What else she say? Our prayer, of course. Deuteronomy 30 tells us that after we begin to wake up, that we will, that we will turn back to the Father and with our whole heart and body and mind, and turn back to him and make a perpetual covenant with him to serve him. She said, what, our money, our prayers, I can't The last one is not coming to mind right now. Um, okay, I'll just have to move on. It's not coming to mind. But that's all we have to fight with. And out of those three things, prayer is the greatest. Because the one that you're praying to is the one that enables your finances and makes sure that you're able to stay in this fight. You know, the scripture tells us that only those that endure to the end will be saved. Now, that could be the end of your life, or that could be the end of our stay here, or the end of the West, the fall of the country, fall of America. But either way, our duty should be to hang on to the end. Now, I have another video from, what is his name? Let me get her offered here. Clifford Smith Jr. Yes. Method Man.
Today's youth is crazy angry and they're learning faster. And America is scared to death of that shit. They're gonna blow us up.
Let me start him over. I'm playing him because he just kind of showed up on my feed and I thought it was a good video. But my main question during this particular video, and it's about, he's got a lot to say, so I'm going to let him say it. It's about 2.5 minutes. But why isn't he speaking like this now? Now, I don't know. I think they said he was 55. So I'm thinking at the time this video was shot, he was probably a young man. I know that he has a history in the Wu-Tang group. So this is probably when he was a part of that group. You can just tell by his fit, by his cut, that he's just not really concerned about pleasing anyone. And which is why he's saying, I believe, some of the things that he's saying, because he's free. But now that he's made it, now, because I see him on movies, I've heard some of his rap stuff over the years, and I like him. He's a good guy. I like him when he's acting. I like him. But he won't dare speak like this again. If he does, he won't get another movie role. So let's listen to what he has to say. The mind of a child now, and some of the things will be kind of far-fetched, but most of it is kind of dead on what we're talking about today. So let's listen to the Method Man.
Today's youth is crazy angry and they're learning faster. And America is scared to death of that shit. They're gonna blow us up before they let us come into power. You can believe that shit. All that shit's gonna burn. All of it.
So you believe in some kind of Armageddon?
Yeah, most definitely. We in the last times and days right now. The Illuminati's in effect. See, the Illuminati ain't nothing but like, it's gonna be a second Great Depression out here in America. Except this time, corporate America's prepared themselves for it. Meaning when it hits, their money is gonna be safe. As far as the rest of us that don't own our own businesses and things of that nature, so we're gonna be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and Beyond Terrordome and all that is gonna be on, man. And they're gonna have to blow us up, which is what they're gonna do. They're gonna inject us with these, they're gonna say it's like for everybody mandatory AIDS testing because AIDS is so widespread. They're gonna be giving them vaccines for it so they don't catch it off top like measles, mumps, and stuff like that. But in all actuality, what they're doing is putting microchips in you and your babies so they can keep tabs on where you're at. That's deep. That's deep. They're not even...
Like I said, some of it is going to be kind of far-fetched, but still, it's not necessarily just what he's saying. It's the attitude, the mindset. He's free. But when you watch him on TV now, or whatever it is, you won't say that he's free. You'll say he's cultured, because he's had to put himself in a box in order to be on TV, in order to be what these people would like for him to be. So let's continue on with what he has to say.
Using money anymore as far as paper. It's going to be cards to show what status you are, how financially well off you are, or whatever. You know, what do you own, and it'll tell everything about you. Whoa. Welfare is gone. They just going, funds for schooling, gone. Everything is they just throwing it all back. They're building, what they're trying to do now is just build their fortress for the bigger war, because they know too that we're in the last times and days. And America's done so much fucked up shit across seas that they know it's all got to come back to them. Everything goes around in a cipher, a complete 360-degree circle. And they done did so much fucked up shit overseas, it's got to come back here. We got people in America already rebelling against America, and they're Americans. The Aryan Nation, they blew up the Fed building. Killed all them babies and shit. They like, we don't care, white, black, whatever. I mean, if you're not with the movement, you gotta go. The weak must die. That's how they seeing it. Now, you got these crazies over here, then you got people across seas, they see that. They like, hey, this is our chance to come over here and take everything. Japanese is buying up every corporation and all that. They're gonna have everybody in the mental slavery, physical as well as physical. Word up, it's coming back.
And how do you react to this?
I can't, all I can do is build my own industry to make sure it don't affect me and my family. You know what I'm saying? Word, start now. Now is the best time. Word up. That's why when brothers say, what time is it? The time is now.
All right, so there you have it. Time is now. And actually, he was saying some stuff that was pretty prophetic, considering it was 25 or so years ago that he was actually saying these things. A lot of it has manifested. A lot of it has come to pass, or come to light. And, we're looking at America and we see we're in the situation that we're in now. But again, back to the point of this video, why does he not speak this way now? I mean, now you're in the bed with the Illuminati. You're up in there rubbing shoulders with all of these rich, wealthy guys, all of the guys that he just described. But through hip hop, has elevated him to now he can sit in those circles. So what is your conversation like now? And I think that it is, he doesn't have a conversation like that. Or if he does, they better not hear it, because he won't be on TV again. That's kind of the way they do us. So let's move on. There's one more video I want us to check out from, let me set this back up for the return. There's one more I would like to check out from Lehor Cohen. If that name rings a bell. Lehor Cohen is an executive, a radio executive out of, I don't know, New York or wherever. But he was in the bad boy stuff. He's been in the hip hop game since the inception, since the 80s. I think 83 was one of the earliest dates I saw. So he's been around for a while. I want to think that he's the author of the 360 contract, something like that the record people, musicians hate. Makes them dress like ladies, makes them go do events that they don't want to do. They make them go do the alphabet stuff, makes everybody thinks they're alphabet. And they've been pushing the alphabet community on for 30 years. I believe there was a video I saw, I'm not sure who brought it out, but Biggie Smalls had one of the alphabet crew in his video back in the day, and seen the video 100 times, never would have thought it. So all of these things they were putting in place, that's why we have to awaken to who we are. All of these things are critical because they're doing it because of who we are. So let's listen to Lehor Cohen. Remember, he's been in and out with the brothers for years. He's made plenty money. He and Dame Dash have went back and forth, had issues with him. Dame has called him out on several occasions as being a culture vulture, and I think that's what he is. He just leeches. But you can find them throughout history. They're called the Rev 29ers and the Rev 3 and Niners. So let's get into this guy. He almost wants to present himself like he's sympathetic, like he cares about the brethren, but I don't know. I can see through it, but I'm sure that others cannot. But I can see through it. But just check out his demeanor. It's not particularly. He doesn't care about the people. He cares about the finances. He cares about the money. So listen to him out of his own mouth. Lehor Cohen.
Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's
to
the
be
most
on the
dangerous.
pill.
It's the most
Perks and Molly's
dangerous
and-
thing that's facing our our society.
Are you?
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
Don't you think that's hypocritical though?
Yes, very hypocritical. He wants talent over issues. So I'm a drug head. I got a problem, but I can flow like DMX. Well, he doesn't really care about my problem. He just wants to know how much money I'm going to make. And he says, I don't want to give up on people. Come on, man. That means that you're going to be hanging around, getting all it for as long as you can until I'm no longer useful. And you have to ask yourself, all of these musicians throughout the past 30, 40 years, how many of them have died and how many of them they blame it right off the bat? They attribute it to drugs. Even if it is a drug overdose or it is an issue, but they make sure they let you know this person was a dope head. Right off the bat. They slander you. Right off the bat. Anyway, let's listen to Lehor.
You're saying
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed.
Oh,
I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash?
See, he don't even care anymore. That's what he's saying. He said he's got people to feed. He has people to feed, and so everybody should just worry about what they worry about and let him make his money. And like they say, thoughts and prayers. So, but anyway, my whole thing, back to the salt and pepper, she made mention that they serve their God. They go 100% for their God. If he tells them to mutilate, to sacrifice, to whatever it is that he tells them to do, they go full steam for their God. And so we need to go full steam for our God because clearly he's not theirs. Clearly. And we need to take a second look. For all of you Christians out there, we need to take a second look at Christianity because it's not what you think it is. But I hope you enjoyed the segment. I hope to see you on the next one. Please like, click on, and share all of those things. To get the channel, try to raise the subscribership. And if you like this content, tell a friend. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.